Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is kind of not the official first video in 2022, but will be my first favorites video this year. It is going to be 2021 annual favorites video. For preparation, this video has taken me forever. I've actually recorded the process, the emotional part behind the screen, but I don't know whether you guys are interested. If you want to see the clips that how I put this video together and the backstage screens, do click the like button of this video or leave your comments down below. Without further ado, let's get started. The video it's going to be long. If it is too long, again, I will be splitting this video. If you see the title become a part 1, then you know there is a part 2 coming. That's I'll talk about my skincare. My skincare products, to be honest, this year I've tried a lot of things and my skin itself had up and downs. So I've been having acne and the spots coming on and off. And because of that reason, I used a lot of a face product that try to pinpoint down which one actually work for my skin and which one would help me recover from acne, from spot marks. Unfortunately, I don't have too many skincare products to share with you guys because none of them really last. Most of them halfway through, why I felt, oh, this could be the one for me, and then I can recommend to you guys, and it started failing after a while. So yeah, I only have 2 to talk to you guys. One is this from it's a Chinese brand called Bogazi, not the car, Bogazi. It is their balancing recovering face water. This one actually appeared, I think, on my first ever video, was January favorites last year. I've used so many toners, even with most of the hyper brands. It kind of worked in the beginning, but it doesn't really last on my skin. My skin start gets up and down again. Every single time when that happened, I moved back to this toner. The product itself, it is watery enough, but when you actually touch it, you feel it has a bit oil base in there. You feel like every single drop of toner of the water actually contained good amount of moisture and oil in there, but at the same time it's very friendly for oily skin. This is actually designed for combined oily to oily skin. The main function for this is to balancing the hydration of your skin. The miracle of this one is every time, regardless what my face condition was, even I can have the spots every month when you have special time that my skin start reacting to it. When I use other lotions, it may feel effective in the first couple of days, but after a week, my face seems just getting worse. Then I change back to this toner, regardless what the face cream or essence what I use afterwards. I can pinpoint down is because of this one helped my skin start gets balanced again and start getting recovery. This is already the 3rd bottle. I think in one of my empty videos I've showed 1 bottle. The 2nd bottle, unfortunately, my dad threw away. This is my 3rd bottle, and you can see only this much left. And this is a huge bottle, yeah. It says 250 ml, but when you have the bottle, it's nearly 300 ml. So far, I haven't found any face toner can replace this. The second and is the last skincare product I'm going to talk about that I've never thought about. I'm going to say this is the face cream from La Mer. Please allow me to give you a small story about this.
This La Mer moisturizing cream has been well known, very hyper, so many good reviews, has been in the market for a very, very long time now. And me, as stubborn as myself, I didn't really believe it. Although I've seen so many good feedback about it, I was very in the trend that, yeah, I don't think it worth its money. It is bloody expensive. I definitely can find good face cream, night cream, that can deliver exactly what this one can do for you. So obviously, even when it's on sale, when I was in Heathrow Airport, I never thought about to buy this. Until my mum bought one, and she only started using in the beginning of last year, and she didn't like it. She is a extremely dry skin. She pretty much need to use a very oily based product to actually keep the hydration in. And then my mom tried, she used the half, this is a 60 ml, then she used the half bottle of it. She didn't like it. Now, of course, me, I'm thinking, oh wow, you know, it's exactly as what I thought. It's just one of those things that not as miracle as somebody else says. Then my mom said, oh, it's very expensive, then don't go for waste. It's winter time now, you get dry spots on your face as well. So why don't you use it instead, as it's not as moist as she was hoped. So I was like, oh, okay, you know what, I just try to get rid of it as it's expensive.
I was so surprised by first time using it. So because I'm combined oily skin and I know this is designed for dry, more towards dry skin. So the first time when I used it, I only used this much. This is how much I actually only used. It's like teeny tiny bit. To be honest, I really didn't make any hope of it. I was just thinking like, you know, I use the Lancome night cream as well. You know, if you talk about expensive, I used kind of expensive one before, and I was just like, I don't think this is a miracle. And I slapped my own face completely that night. So this is the amount I used. Then you do need to let the melt in first, then you press on your face. That's not wasted. Let's put it on the neck, as I got makeup on the face. I only press to the area that I normally get a little bit dry. Following day morning, oh my god, when I touch my own skin, I was just like, this is so tender. I was just like, oh my god, this is like your skin has a newborn. You feel like your skin has been regenerated. I continued to use a whole week and only use during the nighttime. I didn't use during the day because I didn't want to get too heavy. I normally use sunblocks during the day as well. So I only use this in the evening. I used to have so many fine lines on the top of my cheek and on here both sides. Besides my pores area, my big pores area, kind of extended to the cheek of my face. So when I get spot over here and here, the pores surrounded, it actually, I don't know what reason it gets bigger. But when I used this one, as I more concentrated onto this area where I normally get a bit dry, this whole area is really gets recovered itself. The pores area surround here getting shranked, and then I start extend this cream to the entire face. You know, before I just said touching here, then I actually using for the entire face. Then I find another difference is this one does balancing your skin. Regardless what night cream that I've used in the past, every time when I woke up, my T-zone is always oily. But when I use this as a night cream for the entire face, the following day when I woke up, my face doesn't get oily. My face just have a natural, normal, balanced skin reflection. My T-zone doesn't look oily at all. And this means your skin is balanced. And to be honest, I don't want to believe that because I didn't believe it before. But the reality slapped my face. This one does work. I haven't finished skincare because I'm going to include sunblocks into the skincare, as it should be, especially during the daytime. It's supposed to be the last step of your skincare and the first step of your makeup. And for this year, with all the new sunblocks I tried, none of it really competing with this one. This one is from W.Lab Sun Gel SPF 50+ and PA 3+. This one appeared in my favorites in the past before. First reason I like it is because it is big enough. It's 100 ml. It can last for a bit longer when you use it on daily basis, and you do need to use a good amount of it. For the price of it, it is really good value for money. Secondly, it is very effective. The third reason is the formulation. It is just so comfortable to use. It is not as watery as some liquid sunblocks, that the Shiseido's one, the UNNY one. When you squeeze it out, it's literally like a water drop. It is not like that, but it is not as thick as some like a cream-based sunblock. This one, when you smudge out, is literally like very light face lotion or body lotion. It is very light. When you smudge it out, you feel the texture getting lighter and lighter. It is easy to be absorbed by your skin, and once it's been absorbed, it's pretty much feel nothing on your skin. And this sunblock has so far never worked against with any primers, any foundations that I've used afterwards. And this is very much self-depending, so it can work with any face lotions or face products you put before you having it, and work with any product you put after you had the sunblock. So if you want a kind of no-brainer, you like a light finish but effective, comfortable to wear whole day, and work with your makeups, highly recommend to try W.Lab. One thing I do need to mention, this sunblock does have a face cream smell. It is not horrible at all. It is a little bit floral, a little bit soapy. It's more just like a standard face cream type of smell. It is not really strong. The smell only lasts for a little while. Once it's been absorbed by your skin, you don't really feel it afterwards. Then come down to the primer. I think primer will be quick as I did a special video for it. It is from UNNY Rose Veil Primer. This one I won't talk into details. I'm just going to tell you that I did a full video test out this primer. If you're interested in how I do a primer test, click this link. You will know how good this one is. I know I only supposed to choose one product per each category. However, in primer perspective, I still included this IPSA Essence Stick. This UNNY one is suitable for entire full face. This Essence Stick, what I still included is I only use it for certain area. This IPSA one, it is absolutely like a miracle. Let me show you how much I used. And you don't need to use much. When you twist it out, it's literally like glue, glue stick, you guys know. But when you touch it on your skin, it's right away melting like water on the surface. And you touch it, it is literally feel very light essence you put on your skin. And this little stick is instantly hydrating your skin. If you similar like me, you know, during the winter time, especially for the under eye area, when you reach certain age that you do have fine lines more than your 20s, during this would absolutely save your life. You don't need to use for the entire face. I wouldn't recommend that, especially if you are, you know, combined oily to oily skin. I don't use this for my T-zone. I only use this for the under eye and for the cheek areas that where I get dryness. This is very light and works with all the foundations I have so far. This one, it is very easy to apply, pretty much no-brainer, and most importantly, it is very effective. Come down to foundation. This is the category that took me a lot of time. I have so many good foundations that I want to include in the annual favorite, but I have to choose only one. I was debating this one or Gucci's foundation for so long. But my annual top one foundation is TIMAGE. The full name is Porcelain Flawless Foundation. This foundation I used a couple of times in my videos. The finish is absolutely my preference. It's literally like skin finish. It is not too glow, neither too matte. The foundation itself, it is medium coverage. As you can see, the texture, it is more like whipped cream. Very easy to be extended out on the face. You don't really need too much techniques. Once being absorbed in your skin, you don't get the finger marks at all. It pretty much just locked on your skin, but you don't feel dry or you don't feel it's cakey up on your skin. And this foundation does last a decent time. Although this square bottle is apparently more designed for combined dry to dry skin, but I'm combined oily skin. I use this, I have no problem. But you do need to set it and set with a setting spray. For me, this one can last for 6 to 8 hours without any problem. Afterwards, probably just a little bit T-zone oils coming out. In summertime, will be a little bit more face oil coming out surround nose. But for the winter time, this one can last even longer for me. And I love this most is because this foundation comes with a concealer. And the color they designed for this concealer work so well with this foundation. When you use this concealer on top of the foundation or before the foundation, two of them are melted in so well. If you do the under eye area to lighten up certain area, you can use the same concealer for multi-purpose. And two of them melted in so well. When you finish that, you just feel like, oh, I didn't use anything else, but my face look a bit flawless and a little bit effortless. And it is absolutely amazing foundation to use. TIMAGE, this brand, I think I mentioned before, that is designed by Chinese makeup artist Tang. He is a very famous makeup artist in China. He does makeups for loads of well-known celebrities. His product is very, very attention to details. The whole brand give you the feeling is very elegant. It is very high class, but very easy to use. And look at the design. Very sleek, very, very nice, and it's glass bottle as well. Guys, please don't be disappointed that I didn't include Florasis foundations. I do adore and love them, but unfortunately, I don't use them off camera as often as this one. So, TIMAGE, if you're able to buy this brand outside of China, totally worth your trying. By the way, if you hear any drilling and knocking noise, it is still the refurbishment downstairs, so that's something I can't really manage. So I will try to add more background music into it. Next one is concealer. Concealer is kind of no-brainer. IPSA concealer palette, 3 colors. Do excuse it a bit dirty, but you guys can see how often I've been using it. I had the IPSA's palette back in UK, but I didn't bring it in here, and I repurchased this one I think in the middle of the year. But since I had this, I pretty much just keep reaching out to this one unless I need to try some new concealer. But other than that, just every time, a kind of no-brainer. The IPSA's one, I think most importantly, is the colors that worked with my skin tone fairly well. The 3 colors, I don't really need to mix and match. This 3 color I find works on my skin tone so well. I think some of you may not like this is because you may have slightly darker skin this won't be your cup of tea. I was debating this with JX Professional, and you guys also see that one appeared in a lot of my videos. When I really shortlist down to this one or the JX Professional, I start realize that with JX Professional, I still need to mix color to cover the under eye area and my spot, most importantly. But for IPSA's one, I don't really need to at all. So what I do is I straight away dip into the middle color for covering the dark circle. Then I just use the lighter color to cover my spot if I want to cover it after I use the foundation. If I want to cover the spot before the foundation, I just use the slightly darker color to cover it first, then I pat with foundation on top of that. And also for covering the eye bag, the smile lines, I just use the lightest color. I don't need to mix and match. On top of that, the formulation, it is very, very creamy. If you're similar skin tones as me or slightly lighter, then definitely worth to try out. Now come to contour and highlight. I may jumped a little bit, but I will remember to cover all the categories. For contour, the full name is called the VAA the Sculpting Powder, and my color is 01 the Light. Oh, this, what? Let me show you. Can you guys see? This is how much I absolutely love it. I use this pretty much most of the time, especially if I don't need to try out a new contour product. I pretty much just stick on the palette, and you can see why. The key reason I like it is because the color of the contour itself has very, very good balancing of brown and gray. When you use as a shading color, it is not too strong and doesn't give you like very strong sleek stripes on your face, but at the same time it is very, very effective. It is also very friendly for beginners because the pigmentation is medium. It's not too high that you one brush on, you just feel like, oh god, it's like a chocolate on splashed on your face. It's not like that at all. You can easily build up as well. It gives you a very natural shading, and it doesn't make your skin look dirty or like a beard on your face. One thing I need to mention that if you want to try VAA, you may need to be careful about the color. There is a color selection. If you're slightly darker skin, you just need to go slightly darker color for it. But if you're like me, light or light yellow skin tone, #1. Definitely go for #1. On contour this part, I cannot only just pick VAA. The reason being, I do use two of them together most of the time. So I use ZENN, I think this is what it's called. ZENN, I think this is a Thai brand. I do use this to contour my nose, this to contour my face, and I always use two of them together. So I cannot just include this one but not include this one, because I use both of them fairly often. This one I had for nearly full year, so I think it would be absolutely unfair if I don't include this one. But I don't use this for the face contour. I only use this for the nose contour. This appeared, I think, in one of my very early favorites videos as well. This small pot, when you touch it, it's like a mashed potato. It's like a mud. It's like a slightly creamy mud. When you smudge it out, it's right where it melts into your skin and become like a matte powder finish. And this I like the most is to compare these two colors. Let me put it next to each other. This one is VAA and this one is ZENN. Can you guys see the difference? There is a tiny difference that VAA is slightly, in comparison, okay, slightly more grey, ashy color in there, and the ZENN is this is slightly more brown in there. Although when I watch other makeup videos, a lot of people recommending that you need to use a slightly ashy color for nose contour and slightly warmer color for face contour. For me, I tried that I need to use the other way around. If I use too ashy color on the nose, it made it very, very obvious what I did nose contour. So this is the perfect color for my nose contour. Regardless which way you turn, you're facing different lighting, you don't see the weird shading stripes on your nose. And this formulation, it is so easy to be blended out. The pigmentation is really good. It is light to medium for middle of your face. You don't want to make it too weird in it. For highlighting, to be honest, especially off camera, I actually use more matte highlight products. So again, back to TIMAGE. This is their Soft Light Brighten Palette Duo. This is one of their very iconic products from TIMAGE. During Q's is quite dirty. Use it quite often. This is like a highlighting cream, and this is the highlight powder. You will have to use this product to see the miracle. So this is the cream, and this is the powder. When I bought this one, I bought the brush as well to come with as a set. This side is more flat brush, and this side is more like angled. A lot of people would think this could be an eyeshadow brush. It is actually not. This is for highlighting purposes. Guys, this is my absolutely holy grail that I use it on a daily basis. The highlight cream, the formulation, it is so creamy. So creamy, and the surface doesn't really get dry, so once you just touch it by your finger, it melts in immediately, so don't need to keep smudging it. And the powder, oh my god, it is absolutely a miracle. I'm a bit suffering from eye bag, as you guys probably can see, and a little bit smiley line over here. I use this brush for the smiley lines. It's like an eraser, it's like a rubber. Literally just rub it out, the smiley line. It's just like a miracle. Smudge it out, the smiley line, straight away. I was just like, oh my god, I never experienced something like this. Even this, you top up on any foundation so far I've had, it doesn't get creases up, doesn't get spikiness at all. This duo just doesn't give me any trouble whatsoever, but the same to give me the result that I'm looking for. Then I'm going to talk about setting powder. Setting powder is between these two Florasis. This one is the translucent loosing powder that I had it for so long, and I used it for so long as well. If you've seen my Florasis review, I rated this translucent powder so high. It pretty much, out of all their powders I've tried, I rated this one the best, the first. And my cover is the original one. It is not Impression of Dye or Impression of Meow or their special edition. No, it's not. It's their original cover. As you can tell how long I had this one. I always been loving this one until I bought Impression of Dye design, but the translucent powder is the powder inside itself is not like a new technique itself, but it's a different type of translucent powder compared to the original one. This one I got is number 03. It is more designed for oily skin. It is more towards matte finish. So for the Impression of Dye, I've explained in my video as well. I just want to try different type of translucent powder from Florasis, so I bought color 01, which is more designed for dry skin. Even until now, I'm recording my annual favorite. I cannot just to choose one of them because it is very unfair. If I set the rules that I use the longest, I use the most often, a lot of you will say it is this one, right? Because I had this the longest. But since I had number 01 translucent powder, I've been using this every single day. Every single time since I had this one, I pretty much redundant all other powder, including including my old favorite NARS one. This one I actually repurchased it. I only had this in UK and I didn't have it here. This one I actually repurchased it. If you see the, can you guys see the dip of this pressed powder? It can prove that how much I actually used this one as well. But I don't know how to choose. From the finish perspective, I absolutely prefer 01. It will make your skin even like a skin. This 03 translucent powder, the 03 in comparison, when you look at face to face from that perspective, that's the only difference you can really tell, okay? When you use 03, from the face-to-face distance, it's more towards matte. When you look very closely from the mirror, when you tilt your face, have a hint of skin glow on the face, although it's supposed to be matte, which is similar concept as NARS, this one. But the 01, not only because of the impression of dye design, I'm talking about the product itself. It is a skin finish. A skin finish, a clean skin finish. It's literally like the same reflection when you see the surface of your hand. So far, I haven't found any other powder, or at least translucent powder, give you this finish. Although this is 01 designed for more dry skin, I'm combined oily skin, I actually find I use it very well for the winter time. Hence why I've been using it for every single day. I haven't touched this one since I had this one. So I think I have to include both, otherwise it's unfair for both of them. I think we will finish the rest of face as we done the contour as well. So let's talk about the blush before we move on to the eye looks. For the blush, again, I come to the catch-22 situation. In the beginning of last year, I used the most often, which is NARS one Behave. But towards the rest of the year, I use 3CE. This blush, mostly. It is the color Mono Pink. Is over this. The key reason I like this blush and I use very often is because I find this goes with a lot of makeup. It's pretty much a no-brainer as well. Although the name says no more pink, so it is more pink undertone, but when you look into the details, it also have coral color in there. Also, it has a little bit gray color in there. It is a miracle color in the way that when you need to merge your blush color with your contour color, you need to use some color that more like shrinking colors. So you need something has a tint of gray, tint of brown, tint of ashiness in there. Not all the blush colors can use for that purpose. But the miracle of 3CE is this one. Although you see the swatch and even you see on the face, because it has good level of hint of gray coral undertone. Therefore, when you lift in this color from inside out and merge with the contour color, it helps your face structure goes inward. It becomes like a natural transition color between your own skin color and the contour color. When you're looking especially sideways, you don't feel very awkward when you see it. So every time, unless I need to do a makeup look, I need to do a video for you guys, I need to record for something. If not for those purposes, I pretty much just grabbed this one. It's very much a no-brainer, and I don't need to worry about whether will look odd on the face, whether will be look odd with contour, whether it's gonna be go with my eye look or not. I don't really need to worry about. This is, if you haven't tried 3CE's product, you miss a very good brand.